Hello everyone, my name is Northern Glover and welcome to my first podcast episode. Now, obviously, just a quick one, just a quick introduction. Beforehand, I used to do football manager videos, YouTube videos on this channel, obviously, and obviously I was back and forth with it for a bit, and then I kind of just went off it completely. I just got caught up in doing other things, work and all that. And to be fair, I wasn't really good at the game. To be perfectly honest, I just thought I'd give it a quick go. And now I just all of a sudden I just thought, okay, I do like talking about football and all that. Obviously, more so about the lower leagues. And I just thought I'd reboot this channel again and just talk about my club, Yeovil Town. Obviously, yes, I'm not from the region, as you can tell by my accent, but obviously I might get onto that as the episodes unfold. So obviously, yeah, today's episode is basically a very very good one for all Yeovil fans out there. Is obviously the sacking of Darren Way. Now, this has been a long time coming, in my opinion. Obviously, for a lot of Yeovil Town fans as well. Not happy with the regime, not happy with his management, and now he's finally out the door. Many months that that, to be fair, he should have gone. There and then. Obviously, he was awarded controversially with I think it was a new 2 or 3 year deal back in November 2018. Everybody just went just nuts about it, and I was just like, "Whoa, okay." And to be fair, I didn't really know how serious it actually was until I, seeing the results and everything, and then it just, it was just really, it was just really embarrassing to be a Yeovil Town supporter. But obviously, to be fair, I do support me in another team, Newcastle United, and I've been through quite a similar sort of position with the owner and the manager and stuff, so I'm quite used to it. But obviously, for a lot of your fans out there, we're not. So obviously, it is a brand new experience for us all. But so obviously, I think there is definitely light at the end of the tunnel. Darren Way is gone, and obviously new owners hopefully going to be coming in very very soon. Obviously, just waiting for like an official announcement for that. So obviously everything is looking up as we speak. So obviously current state of play, sitting at 22nd in the league, won 9, drawn 9, lost 21 games, more than any other team in the league, and it is absolutely embarrassing. 2 points away from the relegation zone. Maxfield Town currently sitting in 23rd, 2 points away from them, and obviously 3 points away from Notts County, who are currently bottom of the league. So it is absolutely it's just crunch time at the moment for Yeovil to be able to stay in the league. So obviously, I'm just going to quickly give my opinions about the whole situation with the season, with what could possibly happen. Come the end of the season, and well, basically, obviously, yes, I do want to still, I do want us to stay in the league, to keep that was it 16 years in the football league as well, and I do want to keep that status as well. But at the same time, it would be a bit healthier if we were to get relegated and go back into the conference for the first time since, what was it, 2002, 2003, I think it was, when we won the league. And I think it would be a bit better to kind of like refresh the club, bring in some, maybe some youngsters as well, maybe keep trying, the best we possibly can to keep a hold of the current players that we have. But I'd imagine that a lot of those players wouldn't want to play in the non-league, so I think a lot of those will be probably away to other clubs as well. And yeah, so obviously it's not, obviously, as like I said, it isn't good, but I think that the season in the national leagues hopefully could be the world of a good. Get a new manager and get some new owners, get a new fresh face, Yeovil Town. Could I expecting us to get up in our first season of asking? Probably not. I would like us to have a go, have a try. Even if it takes 2 or 3 years to get out the league again, and rebuild the club, because it is an absolute mess. It has been a massive downfall, for the past 5 to 6 years, for Yeovil Town as well. And it's been absolutely miserable to see. So I think, in my opinion, I'm happy. Easy come, easy go for me. I'm happy to stay in the league. I do think it might be a bit harder to make any sort of progress, but I think that if we do were to drop down into the National League, I do have a strong feeling that I think it would be a bit better for the club itself to restart, to refresh again, come back into League Two, hopefully very very soon, and kick on from there, and hopefully relive the glory days, and that we don't end up in this position again. So obviously my opinions on Darren Way. Now, for me, when I was growing up as a Yeovil Town supporter, I was living through the era of Darren Way, Terry Skiverton, Phil Jevons, that kind of era. And it was just, and obviously Lee Johnson as well, just sprung my head there. And it was a very nice era to be at. To be a Yeovil Town supporter. I was very very young. I'll go to games whenever they come to the northeast, like Darton, Carlisle, Hartlepool. I would always attend those kind of games, and seeing all these players as well, it was just absolutely, it was just great to know that, okay, Yeovil Town's doing really really well. At the time, I didn't know how good we were, because I didn't know that we were only in the league for 2 seasons. I think it was called Division 3 in the first year. Then it was called League 2 the following year, and that's when we won it, when it was transformed, to call it League 2. And that was obviously I was obviously when I started fully getting into Yeovil, when I was watching the games at, like, as I said, the Carlisle and all them. And obviously, seeing Darren Way there, and then I didn't really follow Yeovil that closely. I just kind of like went to the games. I followed the results. I didn't follow them passionately when I was younger. And obviously, Darren Way having that massive accident, very serious accident in December 2008, and obviously ruined his football career. It was very, very sad when I learnt about it, and obviously coming back from that to recover and actually to become manager. Well, I say manager, he was actually first team coach once he kind of got himself together in 2010 up until 2015. Then he worked as well as assistant, first team coach. When obviously Gary Johnson came back to the club, he got left. Paul Sturrock came in, and then he got sacked, and then obviously Darren Way was appointed temporary manager before being officially appointed at the end of December 2015. So it has been quite a lengthy period for Darren Way, and obviously it just hasn't really been anything to smile about, to be honest, in terms of manager. And just a quick one as well. I do hope that people, when they do talk about Darren Way, I hope they do talk about him as a player more than a manager, because he should be remembered more as a player for Yeovil Town, and obviously for the glory days that he had with the club. Obviously coming from the conference into League Two, winning League Two at the second attempt, coming into League One, has had a good couple of years there. Obviously switching back and forth with Swansea throughout 2005 and 2008. Made 274 appearances for Yeovil, 36 goals. Obviously very, very good for a midfield player. Obviously, yes, I do hope that people do talk about Darren Way as a player more than a manager, because his managerial ways wasn't really good. Nothing really was, good, if you know what I mean. Like, it just was kind of bleak, just stuck in League Two throughout all them years. Coming back off, straight away relegation from League One, it was a bit of a shock. When we were relegated from the Championship, I wasn't expecting us to come straight back up. But I thought, right, we have lost quite a few players. I'm expecting, maybe mid to bottom half of the table, a little relegation battle here and there. But I wasn't expecting us to go down straight away. And then obviously, we were nearly relegated, a couple of years after that. So it was like, oh God, but we haven't really, come officially close as being, relegated up until this very point. So it is critical to get behind the team. And to be fair, and to back the new manager, temporary manager so far, and obviously push him and the lads, and hopefully stay in the league. But as like I said, if we do get relegated, I'm not going to exactly cry about it. I think we should, just rebuild the team. Hopefully these new ones will come in very, very soon. And yeah, I'm quite excited for the future of the club. So obviously our remaining fixtures so far, we have Newport County at home this coming Saturday. Then April games, the last 5 games of the season, we'll have Swindon away. Then we'll have Crawley at home, a team who's just not far from us, obviously, but a little bit out of reach, about 6-7 points ahead. Then we'll have Crewe away, Colchester at home for the final home game of the season. Then our final game of the season is away to Northampton Town. I was actually looking to go to that game because I only live about 3 hours away from Northampton, but obviously work duty calls, so obviously I won't be able to do that. So obviously those are our remaining fixtures now. Winnable, possibly. I think we could get a result maybe against Crawley, maybe against Crewe, maybe, I don't know, to be honest, maybe Colchester. I don't really want to say too much, because I think I don't expect miracles at the end of the day. I think more people will be coming to the games. It will be a new era for Yeovil, but I think that looking at those remaining fixtures, it could be quite difficult as well. We could grab a lucky point here and there, but to be fair, I think we are going to need a miracle to stay in the league. But I think I have got every single faith in the players and in the club staff to be able to do so. I hope you guys listen as well, if you're Yeovil Town fans as well, to be able to have faith. What's the word I'm looking for quickly? To have faith for Yeovil to stay in, to stay in the league. And to be fair, if you do go down into the National League, I won't be quite, like I said, I won't be quite disheartened, because Gateshead's in there as well, and I can't see Gateshead getting promoted. So there's just a 10-minute drive up the road for me, and then I'll be able to go to a Yeovil Town game again. So obviously that'd be quite good. That'd be quite exciting. But as I said, I do hope that we do stay in the league. Obviously with our remaining games, quite difficult as well. Obviously a couple of top teams in there as well. So I am hoping as well that we can push on, stay in the league. Which would be good as well. So I'm quite excited to what the last couple of seasons has to offer. So obviously yes, Darren Way SACKED. Obviously let us know your opinions in the comment section below if you are listening to this. And obviously I do know that a lot of people were quite happy about this as well. run of 10 defeats in 12 matches as current stats stand with Darren Way. It was just a landslide, to be honest with you. And it has been quite disappointing, as from the overtime supporter as well. Obviously, as like I said, living through the glory days of Gary Johnson's era, and then since then, we haven't had anything to smile about really. So I think it is time, to be able to, to smile, to be optimistic, and hopefully that in the next couple of years, hopefully Yeovil will have something to smile about. Maybe a maybe a playoff chance as well, maybe a promotion sniff as well. Should we stay in the league in the next couple of years? So, I am quite optimistic with that. But as I said, I remember just quickly as well. I went to the Notts County game, the what was it? The Newport game. Sorry, back in March 2018 as well, and just how deflated and how bad we looked in terms of the way we played. And I just thought as well, like, you have not got long left, Darren. To be fair, and I'm quite surprised he didn't really walk away. I mean, I give him credit for like just sticking, trying to see it out. But at the same time as well, I do believe that he thought, right, I haven't got nothing to play for. I do like this club. I just want to get away from it all, and just kind of like let someone else take up the reins to save the club. Because if he was a true supporter and was a true follower, he would have done so. But I do give him credit for being very optimistic about trying to see out the bad times as well. And to be it just wasn't going to work. It was never going to work. You know what I mean? Like, the results that I had was what, 19th, 20th, and 19th place in League Two. So again, nothing to really to smile about. So obviously relegation threatened it every single season. So I'm quite disappointed with the way he handled he handled everything. But obviously, I give him credit for like coming into the job in the first place, because as a manager, it is quite difficult to be able to do so when you are in the lower leagues, even in the Premier League as well. Premier League managers are given like 6 months, possibly 3 months. I mean, look at Claudio Ranieri at Fulham. He was given a month or so, 2 months, just to save the club, and obviously he was out the door. So I think having a good 3 to 4 years at a club, it is quite good. And obviously from what he's went through, to be able to to be back and able to be in the dugout as well, to see him alive, for instance, it is good. But obviously, to be fair, I am pleased he's gone for the sake of the club. I do hope he comes back as like a I hope he doesn't stay away, if you know what I mean. I don't think he'll come back as like an ambassador or as like another role at the club, but I do hope that he comes in, that he is welcome with open arms, because he is a club legend. As like I said, he was part of that that golden generation era under the likes of Gary Johnson. So yes, obviously he is a club legend as a player anyway, but obviously as a manager, it's just it just never really worked as well. I think I had a 29% win ratio, a 29 win percentage as a manager as well. So it just not really good as well. Will he return the dugout as well? I'm not really too sure on that one. Obviously, let us know your opinions in the comment section below as well. So yes, I do hope that he does return to the club. And I do hope people, as I said, I hope people talk about him as a player rather than a manager. It just wasn't really good, to say the least. And I think that we should, erase this one very quickly. But yes, I hope that we do stay in the league. For someone to come in, hopefully we get someone quite decent as well. I'm not expecting Pep Guardiola or anyone like that, obviously, but I hopefully that someone will come in, do a really good job, and lead the club to a very good future. But anyways, guys, this is where I'm going to wrap up this episode. Thank you very much for listening and watching as well. Obviously, a brand new series episode, if you like, and hopefully I am going to do some more podcasts like this as well. Hopefully get us your opinions in the comment section below as well. I might do like previews about obviously the not only your Yeovil games but the League Two games as well. Might talk about them, talk about the results and on the reviews as well. Obviously just a little bit ideas here and there, because obviously I've got other things I am doing as well. So I thought I'll just do this on the side as well. Obviously let us know what you thought in the comment section below as well. If you are new around here, please subscribe as well. Let's get some decent subscribers and views on this as well, if you do like what you hear as well. And so anyways guys, I've been the Northern Glover, and until next time, I shall see you later.